It's official. Demetrius Andrade will face Walter Quatondakwa in a replacement to Billy Joe Saunders, who failed a drug test. Stay tuned. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We work. In October 20th has a new main event. The show must go on. Billy Joe Saunders failed a drug test. He's out. He was the WBO champion. He will likely be stripped of his title after failing a drug test. And it was a little bit of, I guess, controversy, if that's what you want to call it. Billy Joe Saunders was saying in the UK, the substance he tested positive for was allowed in the UK unless it was on fight night per their testing, and he says it was a compound or ingredient in a nasal spray that he was using, a decongestant. But the thing is, he wasn't planning on fighting in the UK. He was fighting in Boston, so you would have to abide by the rules of where the region and where you're going to fight. Now that's not going on. Demetrius Andrade will face the guy ranked behind him, because it was the champion versus #1 challenger, Demetrius Andrade. Now, since the champion is being stripped, most likely, and I keep saying most likely because it hasn't happened, but looks like it will happen. So now Demetrius Andrade is going to fight the #2 ranked guy behind him, you know, in lieu of this what happened to the champion. Very unfortunate. I was looking forward very much to the fight with Demetrius Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders. As far as the opponent, the replacement opponent, he's from Namibia. He's an undefeated puncher, has a high knockout ratio, but he hasn't really fought outside of his region, so it's really hard to tell when you're fighting guys in, you know, in a certain circumference or proximity. You know, he has not. You look at his resume, go to BoxRec. Walter Quatondakwa, he's not fought anybody that most fans would be familiar with in the now stacked middleweight division. I would say there's some good names up at middleweight now, you know. So it is what it is. The show must go on for Andrade. I'm not blaming him. He didn't do anything wrong. He looks like he was training hard for Billy Joe Saunders, and through no fault of his own, you know, that fight didn't go as planned. So now he's going to fight this puncher. The puncher seems at least confident. I seen there was an interview and he said that he's going to shock the world and knock out Andrade. And I guess that's what you could, I guess, bank on, is this guy is an extreme wild card. There's literally 10 days before this fight, and he knew he would be up because the Billy Joe Saunders failed a drug test. The hearing was yesterday, but we knew he failed a drug test, so he knew he was next up for a little bit. So I guess he's probably been training to make weight, or just been idle and staying hands on deck, I guess you could say. So he's an extreme wild card just because he's a puncher, and Andrade wasn't even training for him. You know, so all his sparring, he could have been sparring for the Billy Joe Saunders style, which was light on his feet in the David Lemieux fight, and now all of a sudden you're fighting this puncher that nobody knows, and there's not much tape. You can't really go to YouTube and find all of his fights and stuff in high quality. So, you know, it's a dangerous fight for Andrade just based on the fact that it's a puncher, and we have no barometer to really gauge how good or bad he is, you know, so he's gonna have to figure it out. So kind of reminiscent to Andrade's days in the amateurs and the Olympics, because you don't always know who you're gonna fight the next day, and you know, sometimes wild card people pop up, or the person you think is going to win the tournament doesn't, so you're matched against someone else you didn't expect. So I guess it'll be no different than when Andrade was an amateur and didn't know who he would be fighting at times. But nonetheless, that's the latest. It's official. Matchroom has already posted it also. So I just want to give you guys an update. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.